It took more than 40 years to go from 4:14.4 to sub 4, and then whole decades to shave off scraps. That's what makes the mile so weird. This record barely moves, but when it does, it changes how fast people think a human can go. In 1913, John Paul Jones hit 4:14.4 in Allston, Massachusetts. That run became the first men's mile world record the IAAF officially put in the book, what we now call World Athletics. So this is the starting line of the modern record list, not the first fast mile ever run. And look at the gap. Barely 15 seconds still stood between this mark and the 4-minute wall that would torment milers for decades. Then Gunderhag came flying through Malmo. On 17 July 1945, he drove the mile world record to 4:01.4. Now the barrier had a number you could feel. Just 1.4 seconds left. Tiny on paper, savage on a cinder track. For the first time, the official record was this close to sub 4. And from the first recognized mark in 1913, the event had just chopped away 13 full seconds. Then Oxford, 6 May. Roger Bannister hits the line in 3:59.4, and the mile finally slips under 4 minutes. After 41 years of chasing that wall, the impossible turns official. And it doesn't stay lonely for long. Just 46 days later in Turku, John Landy hammers it down again to 3:58.0. That's the real shock of this moment. Once the barrier breaks, sub 4 stops feeling mythical and starts looking beatable. Then Herb Elliott absolutely rips the mile open. In Dublin on August 6, 1958, he clocks 3:54.5, taking 3.5 full seconds off Landy's 3:58.0. At this distance, that's not a trim. That's a chunk torn out of the record book. And it matters for one clean reason. This is the first official world record ever under 3:55. 9 years later, Jim Ryan comes back with a knife, not a nudge. In Bakersfield, on June 23rd, he cuts his own 3:51.3 down to 3:51.1. 2/10 sounds tiny on paper. On a cinder track, it's another locked door kicked in. Since Elliott's 3:54.5, the mile has dropped 3.4 seconds in less than a decade. At this speed, it stops looking like survival and starts looking engineered. Then John Walker kicked the door clean off. In Gothenburg on August 12th, he ran 3:49.4 and smashed through a barrier no official mile record had ever crossed. Earlier that year, Filbert Bailly had inched the mark to 3:51. Walker didn't nibble, he leaped. He became the first man under 3:50, and from Bannister's 3:59.4 to this, the mile record had fallen a full 10 seconds. Then, after nearly 3 decades of nobody touching it, the old mark finally gives way. In London on July 18th, Josh Kerr rips through the mile in 3:42.66. That takes down Hicham El Guerrouj's 3:43.13 from 1999. Just 0.47 quicker, tiny on paper, huge after 27 years. It's now the fastest official men's mile ever, and a reminder that even this event's toughest records don't stay untouchable forever. And that's the mile record in its harshest form. Long plateaus, then one brave lunatic yanking the line lower. From 4:14 to 3:42, the story isn't steady progress. It's pressure, patience, and a few years that bent the sport.